What's up, everybody? Hey, Rick Kamla, Hall of Famer Steve Alexander, aka Dr. A. Ethos After Dark. And we're about to bring the curtain down on Ethos After Dark. We'll be talking about that in just a little bit here. It is Fantasy NBA today. We're here recapping the 5-game Thursday night that's just going down here. Milwaukee's destroying the Lakers. That game will go final here as we continue on. It is Cam, it is Doc, the NCAA tournament's going on, and like everybody's so psyched about this color orange, okay, including our sponsor, BetOnline. BetOnline is the world's most trusted betting platform and your number one source for betting on all the madness. Whether you're a seasoned fan or a first-time bettor, BetOnline is your ultimate game day companion with the largest selection of odds in everything from college basketball to a $200,000 bracket contest. BetOnline continues to be your number one sports betting source. From every Cinderella story to every hat trick, BetOnline has you covered with odds, stats, and more for every game, every play, and every win. BetOnline, the game starts here. Doc, let's start with your Magic Man of the night. I didn't forget tonight.
Just real quick, the color orange, is that referring to the basketball?
Yeah, man. Tournament, everybody... Like people that literally don't care at all about basketball, kind of sort of care about basketball right now for this 2-week period right here.
Lots of people who don't care about basketball care about basketball right now. It's the first time in 21 years of me living in Georgia, I actually did my bracket pool online this year instead of I don't have to grade 200 brackets by hand. We didn't get as many entries as we usually do, but it's going to be a lot easier. And old Dr. A is just going to kick back, watch some hoops, and relax instead of staying up all night grading papers. Magic Man. I'm going to go with Benny Mathurin of the Pacers. Who got thrown out? Nembhard? Was it Nembhard or Nesmith? I think it was Nembhard. Somebody got ejected. Benny Mathurin had 28 points, 16 boards, 3 assists, 2 steals, 2 threes. Hit 10 of 17 shots, got a start with Tyrese Halliburton out in a big Pacer 6-point win over the Brooklyn Nets.
Let's talk about Benny Mathurin here for a minute, Doc, since you started out with him. I like where you're going there. I mean, what a game. You know what my thought was tonight, Doc, was going back to Ben Mathurin at Arizona. Ben Mathurin was a college player of the year candidate. He was the Pac-12 player of the year. Nembhard's the guy that got tossed. Ben Mathurin in college, Doc, was that guy. He was the guy scoring 20 every night. He was the guy putting the team on his back. And he loved wearing that. You could tell. He's a dog. And so now he's in like a totally like role that's different from what he's wired to do. But with Halliburton out, he's plugged back into that. And like, I mean, 16 boards, dude, stop it. And so now, Doc, Halliburton has missed 3 straight games. All right. So this is very, very alarming on the Halliburton side. I mean, literally, dude, like Lillard not playing tonight, Jokic all week, Halliburton. Like, we're losing chips right now, Doc. These guys are costing us chips right now, okay? And I'm really a victim of a lot of this, dude. I got a ton of Jokic. I got a ton of Lillard. I got a ton of Morant. And I'm dying. I'm dying out, bleeding out on the battlefield right now. So condolences to all you Hallie owners, okay? Because you're losing and your seasons are ending right now. Doc, let me reel it back in. Mathurin, last 3 games. He's gone 22, 3-1, block, steal, 3 threes. 23, 7-1, steal, and a 3. 28, 16-3, 2 steals, and 2 threes. Bro, he's about as good as it gets in our league right now over the last 3 games.
Yeah, and can we trust him? I don't know. I mean, I love Benny Mathurin. And like you said, that they want to bring him off the bench. That's not how he's wired. I wish he would start. I wish he played for a different team where he could do what he does with the freedom to do it. But I'm just worried that they're going to, Tyrese is going to come back. Mathurin's going to go back to the bench, and then we're going to get that that Matherin roller coaster ride instead of this exhilarating downhill thing we've had for the last 3 games.
And that's why you were chiding me the other day. Don't fall in love with your players, right? That's what I always say about guys like this. Right now, man, you're in love with Benny Matherin, dude. It's on and popping. You're dating, you're buying chocolates heading up to the front door, the whole thing, okay? And when Halliburton comes back, you're going to ghost this woman, okay? You're sending Matherin back to waivers. You're ghosting her, dude. You're moving on, okay? All right, so oh boy, it's about to get real in here. It's about to get real in here. I'm so excited for this. My Magic Man of the night is LaMelo Ball. 25, 5, and 8. 5 bombs as the Charlotte Hornets kicked the Knicks' ass tonight. And Doc, I am sorry you lost a bet. I am not trying to revel in that. I'm just sort of exulting in the fact that I won a Moe's burrito with the Charlotte freaking Hornets, because we talked last night. You had the Knicks, I think, -8 or whatever it was. And I'm like, I'm taking Charlotte, dude. They got Ball, they got Bridges, Knicks second of a back-to-back, and let's go. Moe's burrito shifts to my side of the table, and I like it, dude. LaMelo Ball, my Magic Man.
I still can't believe he's playing this late in the season in these meaningless games. I'm shocked. I'm happy. I mean, I've got him in Cam Dynasty. Not that it matters. My team is kind of trash because LaMelo Ball's my best player and he only plays half the games. But yeah, the fact he's out there playing, man, more power to him. I'd like to see some of these other guys do that.
Indeed, dude. Indeed. Guys, I want to give you a programming update here before we move on. And I may do this a couple of more times during the show. It is Rick Kamla. It is Hall of Famer Steve Alexander. We're so glad to have you guys along for the ride here. Ethos After Dark. And it's the final Ethos After Dark of this season, okay? We're still doing daily shows. We got you, okay? All the way to the last day of the NBA's regular season. And then we'll have shows during the playoffs, but it won't be the fantasy show, right? So, guys, starting on Monday, it will be me and Brew at 12:30. Tomorrow, it'll be Doc and Brew at 12:30 p.m. Eastern time. And then Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, we'll have the recap shows at 10 a.m. and the look-ahead preview shows for the upcoming night at 11 a.m. So we're going to go 10 a.m. and 11 a.m. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And then Monday and Friday, we're going to be at 12:30 with the look-aheads to Monday night and Friday night, respectively. And so Doc and Brew will be on tomorrow at 12:30 p.m. Eastern time with their look ahead to Friday night. There you go. You're all set. Doc, go into your must-add players of the night. Who you like, bro?
I've got a few here. Zaire Williams just continues to chug along. 22 points, 5 boards, 2 steals, 6 threes. Those are good numbers. And it was in a loss, it was in a loss to the Pacers, but he's just been solid. And if he's sitting on your waiver wire and you've got, say, Gary Payton, or you've got Jalen Wilson or TJ McConnell or any of these dudes, Williams is good. D'Angelo Russell, 22.6 assists. He only hit 7 of 22 shots. But Rick, you're a counting numbers guy. And I'm sure you are good with 22 points and 6 dimes from D'Angelo. Daquan Jeffries quietly coming on for the Charlotte Hornets. Nothing great, 14 points, 4 boards, but he did hit 3 threes and had a steal. And then Brandon Podziemski is still playing as we speak. Or no, that game has gone final. My bad. 35 minutes, 15 points. Not a great line. 2 or 3 boards, 1 assist, 1 steal, 3 threes. But if you're going to play 35 minutes, and now Steph Curry went down really hard tonight, jacked up his back, I think. It's Podge time.
I mean, dude. Oh, Let me look at the score of this game real quick. In Sam Hinkie's letter, bro, I got Morant, Sabonis, Curry. Who else do I have on this team that died? I'm going for a freaking dynasty this year, and it ain't going to happen. Cam Thomas. Yeah. Bobby Portis. Forgot about him. Yeah, on suspension. So 4 heavy hitters are just out, vaporized. And Steph Curry tonight gets jacked up as well. What a buzzkill. I'm down 3-5. Am I dead? Do I still have a shot? My heart is beating. My heart is beating. All right, my heart is beating. But my guy's got to giddy up and go, Doc. All right, where were we? Let me piggyback a couple of thoughts here. You said it about D'Angelo Russell, dude, because he took 22 shots tonight. He made 7 of them. I'm not mad at him, dude. Okay. He took 22 shots. I freaking love that. Yes, I love counting numbers. And I mean, it's a hideous percentage. What can I say? To me, hopefully I got a Zubats, a Jarrett Allen, a freaking, one of those guys that balances it out, making 65% of his shots. Zaire Williams, dude. I think a lot of us picked up Zaire Williams, Doc, because the Nets had a 5-game week last week. And then you go into this week and you're like, okay, I'm in a Yahoo league. I only get 4 moves, right? So I've got to be very judicious. I'm speaking for myself here. So I carried Zaire into this week because his numbers were good and because I'm just being really selective with my moves, right? And bam, he's kind of getting sticky on my rosters right now, dude. This is a deep league special, but Trendon Watford is kind of low-key balling right now, Doc. He's ascended past Jalen Wilson, Day'Ron Sharp, perhaps even Keon Johnson, although that's probably a dead heat. Watford is 10-plus points in 3 straight games, 15, 11, and 13. Again, a deep league special. Doc, I want to bring you into this one. We got to have a Kevin Huerter conversation, Doc. Kevin Huerter is balling tonight, dude. And we talked about this on Wednesday night. I totally screwed up the Zach LaVine over in the Zach LaVine game. I mean, he wet the bed tonight. But I also had Huerter over his point prop because of the revenge angle against the Kings, who threw him out, literally like a bag of trash. Huerter hit them tonight in a win for the Bulls. 25, 5, and 7, 4 steals, 1 block, 5 threes, shot 70% from the field, brah. So let's have a little Kevin Huerter conversation right here. I'm liking this young fella.
Is he still a young fella? I don't know. Red Velvet's been around for a minute. He's playing well. I mean, he's playing more like he was for the Hawks a couple of years ago than he has since. I think part of it's because Matas Bucelis kind of sucks. I think part of it is because all these dudes are out. Ayo Dosunmu being out is big for Huerter. Josh Giddey was out this evening, so that helps. Patrick Williams sucks. That helps. So he's got things working in his favor, but he's also a good shooter. And shooter's going to shoot. He hit 5 threes, scored 25. 4 steals and a block, man. Yeah. You were right about Kevin Huerter, and I was wrong.
Motivated. Doc, let's also talk about Tre Jones, who continues to do it. 15, 4, and 7. Really good PRA guy, as we're coming to know here. Credit Billy Donovan, man. He's getting the best ball of Tre Jones' career right now, because Tre Jones, good prospect. Nobody's found this in Tre Jones until now. Hit a 3-ball tonight, played 33 minutes. Now, the game, Doc, on Wednesday, when Josh Giddey came back, he went 12, 6, and 9 with a block and did not make it 3, but played 32 minutes. So, Doc, you know what's awesome about Tre Jones? He's good to go, bro. He's played 36, 33, 34, 32, 33 minutes. He's in double figures in all these darn games. Tre Jones is, do we say league winner-esque, league winner light? But dude, even with the return of Giddey, he's good to go.
Yeah, and we talked about that. We're like, do you think Trey Jones will be okay when Giddey comes back? And we both agreed, I think, because Lonzo and Io are out, that even when Giddey's playing, Giddey doesn't have to play point guard. Giddey can play multiple positions, and I feel like they just need to let Trey Jones stand in there and do his thing. And by the way, where was this Trey Jones for the last 4 years in San Antonio? And where was he the first half of this season for Chicago? I mean, the kid can play, man. He did average 13 points and almost 7 assists in 22-23 for the Spurs. He's only played 17 games for the Bulls this season, and he's playing really well. So if you have Trey Jones, you appear to be in good hands.
You're in good shape. The one thing with Trey Jones, Doc, he's not a three-point shooter, which limits his upside. And coaches want that point guard to be able to space the floor. He really isn't great at that. But he's good at a lot of other things. He's a good defender. He's a really good ball distributor, very smart, it just makes good decisions out there. But he's not a great three-point shooter, but he's still a young guy. And then lastly, Doc, Jordan Goodwin. Bro, like I'm in all 3 of my Yahoo leagues, and I've got a couple of bye weeks as well. But in my 3 cash leagues right now, I'm trailing in all 3 of these games. Why? Because of all these freaking DNPs. It's not my fault. It's the DNP's fault. I wasn't going to go through a Thursday in a light night, not make a pickup. So I kind of went all in on Jordan Goodwin, Doc, and it really didn't work out because I was hoping that the game would be somewhat in check. Okay. I had a feeling Milwaukee was going to blow doors, but not like this. Okay. But Jordan Goodwin, Jordan Goodwin, Doc, 8 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists, 1 block, 1 steal, 2 threes. Like, I'm not butthurt about that stat line. I just wanted more. And I thought without Reeves and without Luka, like, dude, I thought we were going to get a goody-rific line from him. But you look at his game log, man, and it's pretty tasty, and he's a really good source of threes. Where are you at with Jordan Goodwin right now?
I've got good news for you because I think the line that you read was premature before the game was over. He finished with 8 points, 8 boards, 5 assists, a steal, 2 blocks, and 2 threes.
Wait a minute. You're right, dude. I looked at that line with like maybe 5 minutes to go, and it was an 800-point game. The Lakers put him back in for late goodies when they were down 30 points. Are you serious? Let's go, baby.
Merry Christmas, Rick. Christmas in March. Yeah, I mean, as long as LeBron and Austin Reeves sat out tonight, as long as those dudes are not in there, they've found something in Jordan Goodwin. And our guy Dalton Connect only hit 5 of 14 shots, but scored 17 points. He plays a big role when those 2 guys are out. Hopefully, Braun and Reeves. Hopefully, they were just resting Reeves. But once LeBron comes back, I think all bets are off on Jordan Goodwin. So enjoy the ride while you've got it.
It's a great point. I totally agree with that. All right, it is Rick Kamla. It is Hall of Famer Steve Alexander. Let me give you guys another programming note here. I was talking about our new schedule starting next week. We're going to do the shows more in the morning, a recap show at 10 a.m. and a preview show at 11 a.m. Eastern time. That's Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. We'll have a Monday preview show at 12:30 with me and Brew, and a Friday preview show with Doc and Brew at, again, 12:30. And then on Friday mornings, me and Doc will do a recap show of the Thursday night games. We also have fantasy shows in the offseason, okay? And we are going to be continuing to bring you fantasy coverage throughout the offseason as well. So look for that here on Sports Ethos Fantasy Basketball. This is the final Ethos After Dark of the season. Doc, take us into your drops after what you saw on Thursday night.
Let's pour one out for our homie Ethos After Dark. I love the fact that we sort of nicknamed the show Ethos After Dark, and it's been super fun doing this late night stuff that like we've always done. And we might do it again next year. We might, if the morning works better, we might go with that. So I'm excited to see how you and I do in the mornings as compared to midnight when we're wide awake. We are creatures of the night. I'm barely awake by noon every day. So we'll see how that goes. But I am looking forward to it. It should be fun. Some drops. Jalen Wilson, 0 points, done. Tyrese Halliburton doesn't play for a third straight game. We can't. Nembhard gets kicked out, and we still only get 18 minutes of TJ McConnell. Let him go. Gary Payton. Talk about a buzzkill, dude. Like, so many people picked up Payton because he played 3 games and like in the last 4 days of the week. And like, oh man, I've got Gary Payton for all those games, and he's been balling. Terrible last game. Doesn't play tonight. Drop Gary Payton and pick somebody else up. Matas Buzelis, man. I'm tired. The season's almost over. We've been waiting all year. Still hasn't happened. We're garbage tonight. I'm done with Buzelis. Keon Ellis, last I checked, he was 0 for 2 with 0 points. I think it's probably changed since then. But the kid's just, as long as Sacramento's healthy, Keon Ellis just is not getting enough minutes to make anything happen. No, he finished with 18 minutes, 0 points, and 2 steals. Blech.
I had all those guys written down too. Jalen Wilson, Keon Ellis, Buzelis, Flush. Frankly, to me, they shouldn't have been on your roster. Let me add a couple of guys to the list here, Doc. Miles McBride, goodbye. We foretold, and we went prop bet over on Miles McBride at what, 11.5 or something like that, some minuscule little number at Charlotte. And dude can't even break double figures. He's got 9 points on 4 of 10, makes 1 of 6 3 balls. I'm over it. By the way, the Knicks bench tonight, Doc, that's why they lost to Charlotte. The Knicks bench was like 3 of 18 tonight when you talk about the 3 main players. What I've been complaining about this team all year is going to kill this team. I'm telling you right now, their lack of depth is going to kill this team. And Brunson being out, they're in huge trouble to me. The Knicks are in huge trouble. They're on upset alert, dude. They look like they're out of gas, bro. Doc, more good news for you in 30 deep. Orlando Robinson did not play tonight in the ugliest fantasy basketball legendary semifinal matchup of all time. It's hideous, beyond gross, puke bucket awful with all the DNPs going on with us. Say that 3 times fast. But Orlando Robinson got seated tonight by Colin Castleton, who scored on Draymond Green at the end of the first half, Doc. It went, and one! Pardon me. He went, and one, boy, at Draymond Green. He literally did. And I don't know if Draymond heard it because Draymond just took the ball out of bounds and threw it in, and like that was that. But you literally could hear him through the mic, like, I don't know, under the rim or wherever they put that. But he's like, and one, boy, right to Draymond Green. But dude, Castleton's feeling himself, dude. He's past Orlando Robinson in that rotation. So Orlando Robinson, bye-bye. You're back to waivers. Dude, is anybody still rostering Moses Moody right now, Doc? Please, for the love of God, no. He should be 0% rostered right now.
Yeah, I don't know. I may have him somewhere.
You got to cut him, bro.
Dude, the thing that makes me so annoyed with these pickups, one league, you got to wait like 3 days for a pickup to go through, which that drives me nuts, and you can't do anything. And then, when we're done working, all the games are over, I go in and want to make all these moves, but it's locked until like 3:15 in the morning. You
got to set an alarm, bro. Wake up, make the moves, bro.
I'm usually awake to do it, but it just, I hate not being able to just go make a move when I want to make a move. That's one of the great things about 30 deep, which will tell you how the 30 deep matchup is going between me and Cam at the end of the show. But that's one of the great things about 30 Deep. And one of the things I set up when we did it, and people were like, "Ooh, are we going to do fab? Are we going to have a 1 day waiting period?" I was like, "No, let's open it up and just have
free
it be
for all, baby.
Free for all. You pick a guy up, and 5 seconds later, you decide you don't want him. You drop him. You pick somebody else up. Like it's just it's
old
automatic,
school, wild
automatic
west,
for the
bro.
people. I think I learned that from the early days of League Freak.
So Cam Dynasty is the same way. It's a free for all. You can remember the move I told you. I was hot on Vucevic, so I dropped Chris Paul because he wasn't playing that night. So I was able to drop him. I wanted to drop like Niang, who sucks now, but Niang had played that night, so I couldn't drop him yet, right? So I dropped Paul, not really wanting. It's a 14-team league. That's why I'm rostering Paul. He pretty much sucks right now too, but you get it. But I burned the move because I wanted Vucevic. And then when the new day kicked in, I went back and picked up Chris Paul. So that's the way your league should be. This waiver wire bull crap where you drop a guy and he goes from the green, plus sign in Yahoo leagues to the yellow plus sign. It's a bunch of garbage. You shouldn't be playing that way. It's not good living. Who wants to wait? Guys, girls, who wants to wait? Don't you want instant gratification? Don't you want to go to the McDonald's drive-through window, bam, get some breakfast in the morning and not stand at your stove and make breakfast for yourself? You want it now.
But you degenerates that stay up all night have such a big advantage over us guys that have to go to work at 7 a.m. And that's true.
Suck it.
Early bird gets the worm.
Deal with it.
Hey, I got one more guy on my list.
Dude, this is where the big boys rock and roll. Okay, this is not some shitty garage band that nobody wants to hear. This is where the big boys are playing. You know what I'm saying? This is the best of the best in the history of humanity. Okay, come strong or don't come at all, man.
Kevin Porter Jr., man. Dame Lillard is out, and KPJ can only get 17 minutes and make one shot. That was annoying to me. I've got him on. Yeah, he's the last guy on my drop list that I did not mention.
Dude, your boy Dalton Connect face planted tonight, bro. Face planted. Dude, that should have been a Dalton Connect game. He should have been activated tonight and drilling some shots. He was terrible. Guys, waivers. And Jonathan,
he had 17 points.
Wait a second. Oh, he got late goodies, didn't he? Dude, I'm sorry. I thought that box score. Pardon me?
No, I just said it's all right, dude. The games weren't over when we were going, and like you said, it was a blowout, and we thought the starters were done. But
it was like a 30-point game. All right. I mean, shoot, JJ put the guys back. I mean, I like that. The garbage. Dude, that's an NFL thing, right? Fourth quarter, 3-touchdown game, and you get a late touchdown by Terry McLaurin or whatever. The NBA doesn't do that. That is so rare. All right, so my bad on that, guys. My bad on that.
He only hit 5 of 14 shots. He was having a pretty rough night, but he salvaged it at the end. I think he had a couple threes late and salvaged the line.
My bad on that, guys. But I think I made my point. He didn't face plant tonight, but I'm just not feeling it, man. I'm not needed to have a better game tonight without all those guys in the lineup. And then Doc, Jonathan Kuminga. Guys, is he even a big name? He's a name. He's in the news a lot. Guys, look at the game log, okay? Double figures every game. I get it. 10 points, 13 points, 15 points, occasionally spikes for 20 points. Look at the rest of his box score. He doesn't board. He doesn't dime. He doesn't block. He doesn't steal. He doesn't three. Why are you rostering him? He's not helping your club. Oh, I'm waiting for the pop. I'm waiting for the breakout. Give it up. It ain't happening, bro. Quentin freaking Post is playing 20 minutes a game. All right? It ain't. You got Healed. You got Poge. You got Moody. You got all these guys. It ain't happening. Please, for the love of God, drop Jonathan Kuminga.
Just FYI, he had 16 points, 4 boards, 3 assists, 2 steals, and a 3. You can do worse.
Look at the rest of the game log. Why don't you give him the rest of the game log?
He is not popped since he came back. And I don't really expect him to the rest of the season.
This is the first game. All right, go into your fallers here, Doc. You got some fallers?
Yeah. Keon Johnson, 2 of 12, 6 points. Nice, thank you. Pascal Siakam, 6 points, 2 of 8 shooting. Thanks. Obi Toppin, I mean, he's probably a drop. 7 points in 18 minutes. That's no bueno. Miles McBride, your guy, 9 points, 3 boards, 6 assists. You and I both said, all right, this is the Miles McBride swim or sink game, sink or swim. He sank, and he is sunk. Josh Hart, after going for 2 points, 7 boards, 7 assists in his last game, 13 points, 4 boards, 6 assists tonight. Like, that's not good. That is falling. Buddy Hield. When I looked at him the first time, he had 3 points in the game and had scored 3 or less in 3 of his last 4 games. He did get late burn, finally made some free throws, and ended up with 8 points, 5 boards, 4 assists. But Buddy Hield, 19 minutes. That dream is dead to me. And then I'll do a couple big ones and let you talk. You mentioned Moody. Curry's falling with his back injury. Lillard out with a calf injury. Total buzzkill. Zach LaVine, I just wrote down by his name, WTH. What the hell, bro? Thanks for the revenge game against your boys. He was 0 for 4 with 3 points, like in the third quarter. And then Jonas Valanciunas, what are you doing, sir? 15 minutes, no production. Demonis Sabonis is hurt, dude. Jonas is supposed to be balling out. 15 minutes, 6 points. I'm over it.
He had a double-double. It's the second of a back-to-back. And Vucevic gave him the blues tonight, dude. Guys, we are at a point where I don't think you can drop Valanciunas because, first of all, I think the production's going to pick up. I think this was the second night of a back-to-back blues for him. But Doc, like, again, if you're in Yahoo leagues, usually it's a 4 pickup per week deal. You've got to be super, super choosy. You've probably got a guy like maybe Connect, right? Moody, right? You got to get these guys off your roster. Keon Ellis. Maybe you rocked with Orlando Robinson thinking you were going to get some goodies. Like, those are the guys you need to drop. Don't drop Valanciunas. I know he sucked tonight, like he really sucked tonight, but hang in there with him. I do have him on the fallers list because it was a struggle to get to that double-double Wednesday, and then tonight was just awful. Tyrese Halliburton, guys, I've had to cut Jaylen Brown in one of these leagues where I'm hemorrhaging man games, and I don't have Jokic, and I don't have Lillard, and I don't have Braun, and blah, blah, blah. Like, yeah, these teams are that good. I should be just motoring to a title, but I'm in DNPville right now. Yeah, I'm a little bitter about it. I am, because you build these teams, you construct these fantasy empires, and then they crumble right when you get to the altar. It's so annoying. But dude, Tyrese Halliburton's on the drop list right now. And I don't know, maybe you can look it up. Maybe he's like a guy you can't drop. But again, like if you've got, like Braun may come back this weekend, right? He's in the INJ. Ja Morant's kind of like day to day. Like, I don't know. Like that's a tough call right there. Like, do you keep like Halliburton in the INJ? He's missed 3 in a row. No end in sight to the DNPs. We know he's a soft tissue risk. Like he's on the cut line right now. I can't believe I'm saying it. Dude, he went from the #1 player in fantasy basketball over a month stretch to I'm talking about him being on a damn cut list right now. This is crazy.
I don't know. I have not read. I don't have any Tyrese Halliburton, and I don't. I can't get behind the fact that he's a drop. But then again, I haven't paid that much attention to it because I don't have him. So it doesn't matter to me. The 3 games in a row is very concerning. The fact it's almost April and the season ends in, early mid-April. It's disturbing. And I'm going to try to do what I can not to drop Tyrese Halliburton, but I get what you're saying. I understand why you're there. It just depends. Every situation is different. It's going to depend on your league and your team and all that.
So, Doc, they have one more game this week. The Pacers do. It's on the 22nd, which is Saturday. So that's like if Halliburton and the Pacers still had 2 games beyond this, maybe that's even more reason to maybe hit the plunge. And I don't know, maybe you're in a Yahoo league and you've got a man game crunch. So then you play it like this, like wait for Halliburton, save your last move, right? All right, Halliburton's ruled out on Saturday. Boom. You can go then and pick up the best guy that's either playing Saturday or Sunday. You don't have to have the game on Saturday if you've got that one move left. You just go out and hunt for the best dude over those 2 days, and then drop Halliburton and get that guy. So it's the best I got for you right now. But
I don't know if he's on a you can't cut list or not. I can't. I don't have him, so I can't see it. I don't know.
It's hard because, like Doc said, I don't really have any Halliburton. And I'm looking at him on a Yahoo league right now, and it doesn't give me the ability to see if he's on a can't cut list or not. Most likely you're not going to cut him. All right, that's it for my followers, Doc. It is Rick Kamla. It is Steve Alexander. He's a Hall of Famer. He goes by Dr. A. I go by Ricky Props. And Doc, let's get into some risers here. We had 5 games on Thursday night. Who is rising for you?
My list is pretty boring. OG Anunoby had a big game for the Knicks. Josh Hart's struggling. Miles McBride is struggling. The Knicks are struggling. But OG, he's a baller, 25-6, 3 steals, a block, and a 3. Or 3 threes, I think, is what he had. Mark Williams, did not expect to see him out here for Charlotte this late in the season. 19 points, 14 boards, 3 blocks. He just keeps chugging along. Draymond Green is a guy that I never, ever have on my roster. Ever. And I probably will never, ever have him again. But, man, much respect to Draymond Green. He's balling. He's been great, since he returned from that injury. And big game tonight, 18 points, 6 boards, 8 assists, 3 steals, 4 threes. And then your guy, Jordan Goodwin, was on my risers list.
I like it, Doc. Before I get into, hold on one second here. Before I get into my risers, we got a couple of injury updates here. I am very concerned about Trey Jones. It may be time to send Trey Jones to the waiver wire. X-rays negative. To me, that means nothing. Left midfoot sprain. Buzzkill. This is not a ankle sprain. It's a foot sprain. Foot sprains are very complicated. They tend to be longer term absences than garden variety ankle turns. So that to me is a massive buzzkill for Trey Jones. All of the wind is out of my sail, Doc. That's a cannonball to all of the sails of the schooner that is Trey Jones management or roster ship right now for me.
Should we go through some of these notes that Andre left us? Because those are not the only concerning injuries. Steph Curry having an MRI.
Hold on.
It's your show, baby.
Hold on. It's not my show, but where are you at with, one thing at a time here? Where are you at with Trey Jones with the midfoot sprain? You share my level of concern.
I am very concerned about Trey Jones. I don't think I'm going to go drop him tonight. I need more information before I'm just moving on, because the leagues I play in, the leagues we play in, are so deep. Like, I can't just go pick up some stud off the waiver wire. Would I drop Trey Jones to pick up Pajemski?
I was
I might
just
do
going to
that.
say that. I was just going to say that. We're on the
Pajemski
same
or
page.
Zaire Williams, I might do that, but I mean, I'm probably just going to wait and see what they come out and say tomorrow.
I would drop Trey Jones for Kevin Huerter right now, Doc.
Well, and Huerter gets better if Trey Jones ain't going to be out there too.
And Giddey's going to get, Giddey, he's going to play in these games that aren't back to back. So, like, Huerter to me with the Trey Jones news is like fully freaking green lit. And you're probably going to have one of the bench guys, a Terry, a Phillips, I don't know, maybe Javon Carter gets a little burn right now. I mean, the guards are dropping like flies. Guys, we're speculating right here. Hopefully Trey Jones plays in the next game. But Doc and I have been doing this a long time. Left midfoot sprain
That's not good.
Is haunting, okay? That's not turned left ankle where you're like, all right, like he actually might play in the next game or miss like one game. That's concerning. Be ready to cut him. Trey Jones has one more game this week, as do the Bulls on Saturday, the 22nd. Okay, so again, Doc, we're so deep into the playoffs here. Go ahead and cut him tomorrow. Pick somebody up. Maybe you got 2 moves left, so get the man game on Friday, then maybe get another man game over the weekend. You can move on from Trey Jones. And then Steph Curry, Doc, pelvic MRI he's undergoing right now. I don't have a good read on that. What is that report? Steve Kerr said he's undergoing an MRI for his pelvic region.
It's not good. I mean, he went down hard, took a hard fall on his back. I had a pelvic MRI not that long ago because I've got hip issues and I can't bend over to putt a golf ball for an extended period of time. We're trying to figure out what's wrong with me. Mine was clean. They still don't know what's wrong with me, but as Steph Curry, this is not good, man, especially given the fact that, we've basically got 2.5, 3 weeks left in the NBA season, and the playoff situation for a lot of these teams is kind of locked in. And I'm pulling that up right now. I want to see where Golden State is, because if Golden State's good to go, which I think they are, they're 6, game and a half up on the Clippers. So they don't want to fall out of that spot, but they also don't want to go into the playoffs without Steph Curry. So I don't think he's going to play very much between now and the end of the year.
This is like as Doc was talking, a little lightning bolt hit me, Doc. It was 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 1 year ago. I can't remember, but he missed a chunk towards the end of a season with a tailbone thing. I don't know. You probably remember that. We cover every box score, every move, every DNP. It might have been like a couple of years ago, but he landed on his butt. He was backpedaling and going like out of bounds, and like nobody sort of saved him, and he landed and hurt his tailbone and missed some time. So, this is a hard fall. They're looking at the pelvic region, the tailbone area. So I don't know. Maybe it's an aggravation of that, not a re-aggravation, but an aggravation. So Doc, I know you love that. So Doc, let's say Steph Curry misses the next week, okay, which I think is very feasible here. Number one fantasy Bennett. Okay, outside of Pajemski, take me to the next layer, because you and I are very hot on Pajemski right now. He is one of my risers, and we're kind of like thought bubbling in the middle of my risers right now, and that's fine. Pajemski tonight, 15, 3-1, a steal and 3 threes. Not awesome, but a serviceable line. Here's more from Steve Kerr on Curry's injury. He thought he might be able to come back. We just decided not to risk anything. Hopefully they did play the caution card here. But Give me, outside of Pajemski, that next layer. Where are you looking?
Dude, I don't know, because there is not a next layer. But I don't think Buddy Hield's the answer. I don't think Gary Payton is the answer. I don't think Pat Spencer is the answer. And as we talked about earlier in the show, I don't think Moses Moody is the answer, but I mean, Moody's already starting, so he's not going out of that lineup. It's Brandon Pajemski, it's Moses Moody, and maybe it's Pat Spencer, man. I really don't know. I don't have a good feel for this. They're not deep at that position. They are not going to be able to just plug guys in and have them replace Steph Curry if Curry misses time. The fact he wanted to return tonight's good news. The fact he's having an MRI, I mean, it's not necessarily bad news. It's not great news, but hopefully he just took a hard fall. He's going to shake it off and be okay. But after Pajemski, I think it might be Moses Moody, and I know you don't want to hear that.
No, I actually do, Doc. I've been souring on Moody with Curry in there and with Pajemski back, and I was right to sour on Moody. We hit on a point prop under in Pajemski's first game back, and so, but now that Curry, well, we don't know that he's out. We're speculating that he might be out. You're right, Doc. He's starting. You know that I love when it's like a Hield versus a Moody. I'm pretty much always going to go with a Moody because he's got the anchor to minutes in that starting five. And so that's important. So that's where I'm looking too. Outside of Pajemski, I think the next layer guy is Moody. So if you have Moody, you've probably already cut him, which would have been the wise move. But if you still have him, hold him because Curry may miss some time here. Kuminga, to me, is a beneficiary of the Steph Curry news if he misses time. But he does not, to me, rise above Pajemski or Moody in that sort of waiver hierarchy, Doc, because Moses Moody hits threes, blocks, and steals. And Jonathan Kuminga did that tonight, but that's not how he rocks on a nightly basis. So I like the fantasy gold that Moses Moody brings.
Have you seen the Curry video?
I've not.
Yeah, he fell on his butt really hard. So and you brought up the tailbone. This looks, I don't remember exactly what the last one looked like, but it's very similar to that. So it could be a week. I don't know.
We'll see, man. We'll see. Emmanuel Quickley is one last riser for me, Doc. Emmanuel Quickley had another fine line here tonight against the Golden State Warriors, 21-4-8, 3 steals, 3 threes. He's been playing well, man. I love the new NBA where the tanking teams, the teams that should be tanking are still playing their guys. Isn't this fun? Because we've got star players dropping like flies. Braun is out. Curry is now probably going to miss time. Damian Lillard took a bullcrap DNP tonight. All of these big-time guys are Brunson. Like some of the homies are out right now, guys. Kyrie Irving, all this stuff. But I like how Toronto's rocking. I don't really understand the RJ Barrett situation. Like, why isn't he playing? Pirtle's playing and playing very, very well. Barnes had a great game tonight, 29, 10, and 6. So shout out to the Raptors. And shout out to Darko Rajakovic for having a really good sense of humor because, Doc, in the first half, he was basically giving Draymond Green wide open 3 balls and completely crowding Steph Curry. And Draymond kept hitting 3 after 3. And Draymond be like, yeah, what? Like, to Darko. Like, are you kidding me? You're just going to leave me wide open? And Darko had the biggest smile on his face like, yeah, you got me. You got me. Draymond's out there bapping through. Dude, literally alone in the gym. Like, Darko literally, it was hilarious. It was like, it was petty. It was it was a sarcastic coaching deployment of a strategy, dude. He's like, literally give Draymond these threes. And Draymond was banging threes. That was kind of a fun game. I liked it. All right, let's get to some of this news, Doc. We talked about Curry and we talked about Trey Jones. Where is the other rotational injury news? We have my gosh, it's voluminous. Holy cow. Let's all right, we talked about Curry, we talked about Jones. Oh my God, are you serious? Oh! Nikola Jokic out Friday, left ankle impingement. I mean, dying, bleeding out on the battlefield. I mean, dude, just whoosh, open wound due to a sword in the medieval days, dude. I am literally a carcass on the battlefield right now. Oh, I'm so dead. I'm sorry. I'm mourning right now. I'm literally mourning the death of fantasy teams right now, live on the air. Jaylen Brown out Friday, right knee posterior impingement. I got that one right, Doc. Cutting Jaylen Brown a little bit earlier in the week. Larry Markkinen out Friday, personal. The Lakers hope LeBron James plays on Saturday. I think he might come back on Saturday, Doc. Rui Hachimura, they're hopeful he's going to play on Saturday. You just rested Reeves and Luka. The Lakers seem like they're going to push all the chips into the middle of the table coming up on Saturday, dude.
Yeah. I'm going to sneeze. Okay. I just saw some dude on the highlights. A professional golfer missed a short putt. And he punted his putter, and it went like 50 feet up in the air, and then came down on the green, like dug a hole in the green, and it was like bent like this. So he had to putt the rest of the round with his sand wedge.
And he'll be taking anger management classes for the next 2 months.
And then he withdrew from the Valspar Championship. Anyway, Nikola Jokic, I saw that. I thought about you. I think LeBron's going to play on Saturday. I think he's pretty much healthy, but he's just chilling and wants to get some rest in before the playoffs. So I think LeBron's going to play on Saturday. Hopefully that's what you just asked me. I don't even know.
I can't, dude. I can't. Like I'm annoyed. I'm not upset because that would sort of have some kind of emotional connection. Like Doc, I can't, dude. I can't. I can't emotionally invest in and like it's so frustrating. You know what's frustrating, Doc, is it's out of our control. All the work we've done all year, all the waiver wire machinations, the games per week, a 4-game week, a 3-game week. We do all of that. And then it just comes down to dumb ass luck at the most important time of the year. You guys might get me turning around on the roto leagues in fantasy basketball. I'm telling you, because year after year
every year,
this is what happens.
You know,
I gotta reevaluate. I gotta reevaluate my whole fantasy basketball thing. I do. Andre's a huge roto guy. Brew's a huge roto guy. Maybe and I'm not gonna not play head to head, but maybe our guys are onto something. Because we've got to find a way to reduce the luck factor in fantasy basketball because it's bull crap. It waters down the greatness of what we have here, okay? To just water it down to dumbass luck. It's a buzzkill, dude. I think we're better than this.
I think a way to do it and keep the format the same, just eliminate the playoffs. You just play a regular season schedule all the way to the end, and whoever has the best record at the end wins.
Didn't we used to do that in League Freak? I want to say we did that back in the day because the playoffs were such a freaking buzzkill even 20 years ago. I think we did that in League Freak.
I said just get rid of the playoffs. I don't even know if you can do that in Yahoo. Can you tell it not to do playoffs? I don't know.
I think you can. Shoot, I would have already won the Cam Dynasty Championship if we played it like that. I had like a 15-game lead on everybody.
Well, I mean, we talk about it every year. You know, the best team gets into the playoffs, and then 3 of their guys don't play that week, and then they lose, and he's like, I just had a great season for nothing. And I got a text message from Yuri. I'm going to read it because I don't want to misquote her. She said, and this was earlier today, while I was working trivia with Casey, she said, I know you love silly season, but this is too much. And I think that's where we all are right now. And I was like, I don't love silly season. I love guys who we don't think are going to do anything who go off in the silly season. Like, I love silly season heroes. I do not enjoy silly season really much at all because all these guys sit out. That Miles Turner's missed game the night before last, it devastated me for an entire day. I was just moping around like Charlie Brown after Lucy pulled the football.
Well, that's why I like get inflamed like this, because I flare up and I get it out and I'm good. Like I move on. Because there's nothing I can do about this. It's just it's a shit sandwich. It just is. I mean, what are you gonna do about it? What are you gonna do? That's why I've emotionally divested, and so I don't get mad. I do get annoyed though. Studs of the night: Kevin Herter, 25, 5, and 7, 4 steals, a block, and 5 threes. Miles Turner, 23 and 10, 5 blocks. He's a riser. Nikola Vucevic, one of my risers, Doc. I don't know how I didn't talk about him. 24, 14, and 8, 4 3 balls. Previous game won 24, 6, and 2 with 3 blocks. Previous game 10, 10, and 4 with a block and a steal. All right. Bullin, he is back. Honorable mention, Draymond Green, who you talked about, Mark Williams, who you talked about, OG Anunoby, who you talked about, Jimmy Butler, triple-double. Thank you, Jimmy. He went under his point prop. We had under 18.5. Remember last night? He had 16 to go with 11 rebounds and 12 assists. And so the top waiver wire performances of the night, Doc, why don't you take us through those if you have them up on the side of your screen?
Would that be Kevin Herter with his huge line? And he's only 18% rostered in Yahoo leagues, which is criminal. I'm not a Kevin Herter guy, but the fact he's only 18% is ridiculous. Benny Mathurin, 43% rostered, so he's probably not available in competitive leagues, but he had a huge game. We already talked about that. Gary Trent Jr., 6 triples, 23 points. Without Damian Lillard, maybe Trent's the guy to play when Dame is out. Nobody knows. You can't figure out what Milwaukee's going to do when Dame doesn't play. But Gary Trent was pretty dang good tonight. Trey Lyles, 2% rostered. 4 triples, a block, 22 points. I'm not moving on Trey Lyles, but it's interesting. You want me to do the duds too?
Take us through the duds, dude. Take us through the duds, and then I'll tag it, and we'll be out of here.
Keon Ellis, 17 minutes, 0 points. Jonas Valanciunas is now playing like Nikola Vucevic was 3 weeks ago. Like, what? Where did he go? Like, has anybody seen Jonas Valanciunas and Vucevic in the same room together? Maybe they traded bodies. That's terrible. Pascal Siakam, 6 points. We talked about that. Horrible. Trey Jones update. We already did that. There you go.
Pascal Siakam was awful tonight, but look at the game log, guys. He's been
great.
Rolling. He's been rolling. Tonight was just a weird game, so don't trip out on that. You're fine with Pascal Siakam, man. All right, so here's what's up. We got it is Thursday, so Doc and Brew are going to be on at 12:30 p.m. Eastern time on Friday afternoon with your look ahead to Friday. I want to give you a couple of reminders before we get out of here. Please go to your favorite app store and download the Sports Ethos app. It's completely free. Player blurbs, MLB, NFL, NBA. We've got all the tools you need to win your leagues. And it's at the website as well, sportsethos.com. Please set up a subscription to our work over there. It's cheap. It's going to help you win cash, man. Subscribe to the Sports Ethos YouTube channel and give the video a thumbs up. And please subscribe to the Fantasy NBA Today podcast on a variety of platforms and give us a 5-star review. We appreciate you guys, man. Again, next week, we're going to a morning format with the recaps coming up at 10 a.m. and then the previews coming up at 11 a.m. Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And we'll have more details for you as we move along here. For our great producer, Andre Lemouche, for Hall of Famer Steve Alexander, I'm Rick Kamla. They will see you Friday afternoon. I will see you on Monday, folks. This episode's been brought to you by Bet Online.
Guys, join a baseball league. Basketball's almost over.